Di bawah pengelolaan yang profesional menuju world class quality dengan mengusung visi menjadi program studi akuntansi yang berorientasi global dengan bertumpu pada penguatan iman dan takwa kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, penguasaan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi akuntansi, serta menjadi pusat keunggulan yang bermanfaat bagi umat manusia. Sejak tahun 2005, program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta telah terakreditasi A. Penciptaan atmosfer akademis dan pembentukan karakter kompetitif terus ditingkatkan, sehingga kepercayaan masyarakat terhadap program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta semakin tinggi, terlihat dari banyaknya jumlah peminat yang mendaftar. Pembelajaran di program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta didukung dengan fasilitas penunjang yang baik seperti sarana perpustakaan, tempat mahasiswa dapat mengakses referensi yang relevan dan memadai, seperti e-jurnal dan e-book. Ruang tata usaha tempat para mahasiswa mendapatkan pelayanan administrasi perkuliahan, serta Wi-Fi area, lab praktikum, dan Masjid Kyai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. Program studi akuntansi juga menaungi langsung himpunan mahasiswa akuntansi yang mampu menjadi wadah bagi mahasiswa untuk mengembangkan soft skill di bidang organisasi serta pengembangan diri. Selain didukung oleh fasilitas yang mumpuni, atmosfer akademis juga dibangun melalui tenaga pengajar yang telah tersertifikasi secara akademis maupun praktis, yang terlibat aktif dalam kegiatan akademis dan profesi berskala nasional maupun internasional sebagai upaya pembaharuan ilmu akuntansi yang dimiliki. Proses pembelajaran juga mengacu pada kurikulum berbasis kompetensi yang merujuk pada KKNI atau Kerangka Kualifikasi Nasional Indonesia melalui pendekatan metode pembelajaran Student Center Learning, Discussion, Presentation, dan Problem Solving. Program studi akuntansi selalu berupaya mewujudkan terciptanya akuntan prospektif, yaitu profesional, responsif, personal confident, kreatif, trust, dan inovatif pada setiap mahasiswa lulusan program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta.
Selama saya kuliah 3,5 tahun di Prodi Akuntansi UMY, itu banyak hal yang bisa saya pelajari. Akuntansi manajemen, akuntansi keuangan, itu saya gunakan untuk mengatur biaya, mengatur laporan keuangan, dan yang paling penting adalah kita bisa mengetahui posisi bisnis kita.
Apa yang saya dapatkan ketika kuliah di Prodi Akuntansi memberikan bekal yang cukup untuk saya menjalankan pekerjaan, juga merintis usaha sampai dengan sukses menuju persaingan global dengan tanpa mengesampingkan faktor dari ridho ilahi. Terima kasih.
Berbagai upaya yang dilakukan program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta melalui pemberian fasilitas penunjang hingga menjalin kerjasama dengan instansi dalam negeri maupun luar negeri merupakan proses penciptaan atmosfer akademis yang kondusif, serta peningkatan prestasi bagi civitas akademis program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Diawali dengan kesadaran bahwa kecerdasan dan kesejahteraan umat adalah tanggung jawab bersama, sehingga memberikan yang terbaik dalam membentuk generasi penerus bangsa adalah satu tanggung jawab yang patut ditempuh untuk menjadi yang unggul dan islami dalam dunia akuntansi nasional maupun internasional. Program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, unggul dan islami. Yogyakarta. Jiwa dari Pulau Jawa. Kekayaan budaya yang terus terjaga melahirkan jiwa-jiwa bersahaja, menciptakan para intelektual muda yang siap mendunia. Di sini terlahir Persyarikatan Muhammadiyah, organisasi Islam progresif yang bergerak di berbagai bidang kehidupan, salah satunya pendidikan. Atas gagasan Profesor Dr. Kahar Muzakir pada tanggal 1 Maret 1981, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta hadir memperkaya kemampuan para intelektual muda, mewujudkan sarjana muslim berakhlak mulia, cakap, percaya diri, mampu mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi yang berguna bagi umat bangsa dan perkembangan dunia.
Program studi akuntansi Fakultas Ekonomi UNY itu didirikan tahun 1993. Waktu itu didirikan dengan dua latar belakang minimal. Yang pertama adalah kebutuhan pasar, bahwa sektor industri Indonesia waktu itu masih terjadi kekurangan tenaga ahli akuntansi, akuntan. Kemudian yang kedua, secara sumber daya kita cukup memadai.
Di bawah pengelolaan yang profesional menuju world class quality dengan mengusung visi menjadi program studi akuntansi yang berorientasi global dengan bertumpu pada penguatan iman dan takwa kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, penguasaan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi akuntansi, serta menjadi pusat keunggulan yang bermanfaat bagi umat manusia. Dengan misi berperan aktif dalam proses pembangunan bangsa, pencerahan umat melalui Tridharma perguruan tinggi, dan menghasilkan Young and Global Accountant berakhlak mulia. Sejak tahun 2005, program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta telah terakreditasi A. Penciptaan atmosfer akademis dan pembentukan karakter kompetitif terus ditingkatkan, sehingga kepercayaan masyarakat terhadap program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta semakin tinggi, terlihat dari banyaknya jumlah peminat yang mendaftar. Pembelajaran di program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta didukung dengan fasilitas penunjang yang baik seperti sarana perpustakaan, tempat mahasiswa dapat mengakses referensi yang relevan dan memadai, seperti e-jurnal dan e-book. Ruang tata usaha tempat para mahasiswa mendapatkan pelayanan administrasi perkuliahan, serta wifi area, lab praktikum, Masjid Kyai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. Program studi akuntansi juga menaungi langsung himpunan mahasiswa akuntansi yang mampu menjadi wadah bagi mahasiswa untuk mengembangkan soft skill di bidang organisasi serta pengembangan diri. Selain didukung oleh fasilitas yang mumpuni, atmosfer akademis juga dibangun melalui tenaga pengajar yang telah tersertifikasi secara akademis maupun praktis, yang terlibat aktif dalam kegiatan akademis dan profesi berskala nasional maupun internasional sebagai upaya pembaharuan ilmu akuntansi yang dimiliki. Proses pembelajaran juga mengacu pada kurikulum berbasis kompetensi yang merujuk pada KKNI atau Kerangka Kualifikasi Nasional Indonesia melalui pendekatan metode pembelajaran Student Center Learning, Discussion, Presentation, dan Problem Solving. Program studi akuntansi selalu berupaya mewujudkan terciptanya akuntan prospektif, yaitu profesional, responsif, personal confident, kreatif, trust, dan inovatif pada setiap mahasiswa lulusan program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta.
Selama saya kuliah 3,5 tahun di Prodi Akuntansi UMY, itu banyak hal yang bisa saya pelajari. Akuntansi manajemen, akuntansi keuangan, itu saya gunakan untuk mengatur biaya, mengatur laporan keuangan, dan yang paling penting adalah kita bisa mengetahui posisi bisnis kita.
Apa yang saya dapatkan ketika kuliah di Prodi Akuntansi memberikan bekal yang cukup untuk saya menjalankan pekerjaan, juga merintis usaha sampai dengan sukses menuju persaingan global dengan tanpa mengesampingkan faktor dari ridho ilahi. Terima kasih.
Berbagai upaya yang dilakukan program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta melalui pemberian fasilitas penunjang hingga menjalin kerjasama dengan instansi dalam negeri maupun luar negeri merupakan proses penciptaan atmosfer akademis yang kondusif, serta peningkatan prestasi bagi civitas akademis program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Diawali dengan kesadaran bahwa kecerdasan dan kesejahteraan umat adalah tanggung jawab bersama, sehingga memberikan yang terbaik dalam membentuk generasi penerus bangsa adalah satu tanggung jawab yang patut ditempuh untuk menjadi yang unggul dan islami dalam dunia akuntansi nasional maupun internasional. Program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, unggul dan islami. Yogyakarta. Jiwa dari Pulau Jawa. Kekayaan budaya yang terus terjaga melahirkan jiwa-jiwa bersahaja.
Untuk kau yang jawab ya.
Maka para intelektual muda yang siap mendunia. Di sini terlahir Persyarikatan Muhammadiyah, organisasi Islam progresif yang bergerak di berbagai bidang kehidupan, salah satunya pendidikan. Atas gagasan Profesor Dr. Kahar Muzakir pada tanggal 1 Maret 1981, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta hadir memperkaya kemampuan para intelektual muda, mewujudkan sarjana muslim berakhlak mulia, cakap, percaya diri, mampu mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi yang berguna bagi umat bangsa dan perkembangan dunia.
Program studi akuntansi Fakultas Ekonomi UNY itu didirikan tahun 1993. Waktu itu didirikan dengan dua latar belakang minimal. Yang pertama adalah kebutuhan pasar, bahwa sektor industri Indonesia waktu itu masih terjadi kekurangan tenaga ahli akuntansi. Akuntan. Kemudian yang kedua, secara sumber daya kita cukup memadai.
Di bawah pengelolaan yang profesional menuju world class quality dengan mengusung visi menjadi program studi akuntansi yang berorientasi global dengan bertumpu pada penguatan iman dan takwa kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, penguasaan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi akuntansi, serta menjadi pusat keunggulan yang bermanfaat bagi umat manusia. Dengan misi berperan aktif dalam proses pembangunan bangsa, pencerahan umat melalui Tridharma perguruan tinggi, dan menghasilkan Young and Global Accountant berakhlak mulia. Sejak tahun 2005, program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta telah terakreditasi A. Penciptaan atmosfer akademis dan pembentukan karakter kompetitif terus ditingkatkan, sehingga kepercayaan masyarakat terhadap program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta semakin tinggi, terlihat dari banyaknya jumlah peminat yang mendaftar. Pembelajaran di program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta didukung dengan fasilitas penunjang yang baik seperti sarana perpustakaan, tempat mahasiswa dapat mengakses referensi yang relevan dan memadai, seperti e-jurnal dan e-book. Ruang tata usaha tempat para mahasiswa mendapatkan pelayanan administrasi perkuliahan, serta Wi-Fi area, lab praktikum, dan Masjid Kyai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. Program studi akuntansi juga menaungi langsung himpunan mahasiswa akuntansi yang mampu menjadi wadah bagi mahasiswa untuk mengembangkan soft skill di bidang organisasi serta pengembangan diri. Selain didukung oleh fasilitas yang mumpuni, atmosfer akademis juga dibangun melalui tenaga pengajar yang telah tersertifikasi secara akademis maupun praktis, yang terlibat aktif dalam kegiatan akademis dan profesi berskala nasional maupun internasional sebagai upaya pembaharuan ilmu akuntansi yang dimiliki. Proses pembelajaran juga mengacu pada kurikulum berbasis kompetensi yang merujuk pada KKNI atau Kerangka Kualifikasi Nasional Indonesia melalui pendekatan metode pembelajaran Student Center Learning, Discussion, Presentation, dan Problem Solving. Program studi akuntansi selalu berupaya mewujudkan terciptanya akuntan prospektif, yaitu profesional, responsif, personel confident, kreatif, trust, dan inovatif pada setiap mahasiswa lulusan program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta.
Selama saya kuliah 3,5 tahun di Prodi Akuntansi UMY, itu banyak hal yang bisa saya pelajari. Akuntansi manajemen, akuntansi keuangan, itu saya gunakan untuk mengatur biaya, mengatur laporan keuangan, dan yang paling penting adalah kita bisa mengetahui posisi bisnis kita.
Apa yang saya dapatkan ketika kuliah di Prodi Akuntansi memberikan bekal yang cukup untuk saya menjalankan pekerjaan, juga merintis usaha sampai dengan sukses menuju persaingan global dengan tanpa mengesampingkan faktor dari ridho ilahi. Terima kasih.
Berbagai upaya yang dilakukan program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta melalui pemberian fasilitas penunjang hingga menjalin kerjasama dengan instansi dalam negeri maupun luar negeri merupakan proses penciptaan atmosfer akademis yang kondusif, serta peningkatan prestasi bagi civitas akademis program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Diawali dengan kesadaran bahwa kecerdasan dan kesejahteraan umat adalah tanggung jawab bersama, sehingga memberikan yang terbaik dalam membentuk generasi penerus bangsa adalah satu tanggung jawab yang patut ditempuh untuk menjadi yang unggul dan islami dalam dunia akuntansi nasional maupun internasional. Program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, unggul dan islami.
Perkenalkan Anesha.
Yogyakarta. Jiwa dari Pulau Jawa. Kekayaan budaya yang terus terjaga melahirkan jiwa-jiwa bersahaja, menciptakan para intelektual muda yang siap mendunia. Di sini terlahir Persyarikatan Muhammadiyah, organisasi Islam progresif yang bergerak di berbagai bidang kehidupan, salah satunya pendidikan. Atas gagasan Profesor Dr. Kahar Muzakir pada tanggal 1 Maret 1981, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta hadir memperkaya kemampuan para intelektual muda, mewujudkan sarjana muslim berakhlak mulia, cakap, percaya diri, mampu mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi yang berguna bagi umat bangsa dan perkembangan dunia.
Program studi akuntansi Fakultas Ekonomi UNY itu didirikan tahun 1993. Waktu itu didirikan dengan dua latar belakang minimal. Yang pertama adalah kebutuhan pasar, bahwa sektor industri Indonesia waktu itu masih terjadi kekurangan tenaga ahli akuntansi, akuntan. Kemudian yang kedua, secara sumber daya kita cukup memadai.
Di bawah pengelolaan yang profesional menuju world class quality dengan mengusung visi menjadi program studi akuntansi yang berorientasi global dengan bertumpu pada penguatan iman dan takwa kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, penguasaan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi akuntansi, serta menjadi pusat keunggulan yang bermanfaat bagi umat manusia. Dengan misi berperan aktif dalam proses pembangunan bangsa, pencerahan umat melalui Tridharma perguruan tinggi, dan menghasilkan Young and Global Accountant berakhlak mulia. Sejak tahun 2005, program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta telah terakreditasi A. Penciptaan atmosfer akademis dan pembentukan karakter kompetitif terus ditingkatkan, sehingga kepercayaan masyarakat terhadap program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta semakin tinggi, terlihat dari banyaknya jumlah peminat yang mendaftar. Pembelajaran di program studi akuntansi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta didukung dengan fasilitas penunjang yang baik seperti sarana perpustakaan, tempat mahasiswa dapat mengakses referensi yang relevan dan memadai, seperti e-jurnal dan e-book. Ruang tata usaha tempat para mahasiswa mendapatkan pelayanan administrasi perkuliahan, serta Wi-Fi area, lab praktikum, Masjid Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan.
Cek, cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. This is General Lecture as our speaker, Mrs. Kamarul Baraini Keliwon, PhD. If everyone is ready to start, I will open the session. Before we start, I would like to remind you to open your camera and unmute your audio Also, I would like to inform you that you should rename your name as your full name since it will be used in the certificate. The Honorable Dr. Diah Eka Ari Sekarjatiningsih, SE, MSc, AK, CA, QIA. The Honorable Dr. Harjanti Widi Astuti, SE, MSI. The Honorable Dr. Eti Krisnawati, SE, MSc. The Honorable Mrs. Fitri Wahyuni, SE, MSc. The Honorable Mrs. Evi Rahmawati, MACC, PhD. The Honorable Mrs. Kamarul Baraini, Keliwon. And the Honorable, the participants who attend today's general lecture. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafi anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Praise your glorious presence of God Almighty, who gave his guidance and mercy of Allah to all of us so that we can attend the general lecture event with the topic Property, Plant, and Equipment Amendment to IAS 16. As a speaker, Mrs. Kamarul Baraini Keliwon, organized by International Program of Accounting on this morning with healthy state. Blessings and greetings, let us always devote to our Lord, the Prophet Muhammad, who had brought us from the time of Jahiliyah heading into the era that is full of inayah. Let me introduce myself. I am Dini Muhrisa as the Master of Ceremony. Here, I would like to show you about the agendas we have arranged today. The first agenda is opening. The next agenda is general lecture session. The next agenda is Q&A session. The next agenda is photo session. And the last agenda is closing. Let us start the first agenda, that is opening by reciting Basmalah all together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next agenda is general lecture session with the topic Property, Land, and Equipment Amendments to IAS 16. This event will be guided by our moderator, Mrs. Evi Rahmawati. She is a senior lecturer of Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Currently, she is the head of Office of Planning and Development of Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. For Mrs. Evi Rahmawati, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Can everyone hear my voice?
Yes, Miss.
All right, okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Kamarul Baraini. How are you today? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So, alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. Today, we are honored, very thankful for Dr. Kamarul Baraini for giving us a general lecture for our students this morning. I would also like to greet all students, the accounting students. I hope everyone is in good health. I hope everyone is in good iman. So today we will be listening from Dr. Kamarul Baraini about property, plan, and equipment amendments to IAS 16. And before that, I would like to read Dr. Kamarul Baraini curriculum vitae. First, so she's at the moment at the Center for Global Business and Digital Economy Studies, Faculty of Economics and Management, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, And her academic qualification, she had a degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Accounting from UKM in 2017, and then Master of Accounting also from University of Kebangsaan Malaysia in 2001, and Bachelor of Accounting honors at UUM 1997. And she's membership of Malaysian Institute of Certified Public Accountants and also Associate CPA. Her publication, I think she has many publication in chapters, books, and also journals. Maybe in here recently, she published in Eurasian Journal of Educational Research on mentor-mentee interaction and mentees by social development, the mediating effect of mentee self-efficacy. And I think if I read her journals, I think it will take hours. So she has many publication and also proceedings and also research. I think her research is on many, and I see here there's a lot on also mandatory audit of SMEs, perspective of various stakeholders, and I think kawalan and pengurusan keuangan untuk proyek peternakan ikan patin di Pulau Manis. I think she has done research that in 2017, I think, if I'm not mistaken here. And okay, maybe we will go straight because Dr. Kamarul is already here with us. Thank you so much, Dr. Kamarul, again. Welcome to Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. And maybe the time is yours now. I will give the time to you. Thank you. I think, sure, we cannot hear your voice. Can Rini, can you hear her voice?
Oh, Miss.
No, we cannot hear your voice. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay. Now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I connect with the wrong microphone. Maybe I'm not so sure. So sorry for that. Yeah, my name is Kamarul Baraini. Since my name is too long, you can call me Dr. K. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Che.
Yes, I've been with UKM since 1998. Yeah, 1998.
Oh.
Yes, as a tutor. Then I pursue my study in Masters and PhD, and now I'm a senior lecturer, Faculty of Economics and Business, UKM. So today I would like to share. I think this is more to a sharing session. Yeah, I would like to share a bit on the amendment of IAS 16, Property, Plant and Equipment. I think the amendment of the IAS 16. Property, plant and equipment is a significant changes or a significant has a significant impact to the company related to the PPE. Yeah. Okay. Before that, before I go to the amendment of the IAS 16 related to the PPE, I would like to share a bit on the what is actually the PPE, property, plant and equipment, yeah, based on the IAS 16. Yeah, let me share my screen. Okay. Wait, yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So today I would like to share to all of you about the amendment to IAS 16. Yeah. Okay. So before that, what is actually the PPE? Yeah. So based on based on the IAS 16, yeah, property, plant and equipment is a tangible items that help for use in the production or supply of goods or services for rental to others or for administrative purposes and expected to be used during more than one period. Yeah. So what I would like to highlight here is PPE, the property, plant and equipment is a tangible items. So when we talk about the tangible items, tangible, something that you can see, something that you can touch. Yeah. So if we classify certain assets as PPE, meaning that the asset must has a physical substance, physical substance. So for example, if we talk about the PPE, it means we talk about the building, because building is tangible. You can see the building, you can touch the building, right? And you use the building for the plant, production line, to supply goods or services, or maybe you rent your building to the to others, so the building can be considered as PPE because building has a physical substance, and it is used in a operation of the business, or maybe you rent the building to others, and another characteristic of the PPE is expected to be used during more than one period, meaning that when we classify the building as PPE, we assume that the business will use the building for more than 1 year. Normally, we use the building for example, 20 years. The useful life of the building is 20 years, meaning that the economic life of the asset is 20 years. So it is expected to be used during more than one period. So that is what we call as PPE, property, plant and equipment. Okay. Sometimes the same assets can also be classified not as PPE. For example, if we have the one company has a building that is used in their operation, and another company also has a building in the same area, but the building is used to be rent or to be leased to the others. That is the what we call it, the main activities for the building. So in that situation, or maybe we can say another company has one building and that building is used to be sold to others, for profit. So in this example, the same building, one building will be classified as PPE under IAS 16, and another one will be classified under inventory, IAS 12, inventory. So that is the difference. The intention of the management towards the asset will define whether this asset should be classified as the PPE or whether the asset should be classified as an inventory. So if the asset is the intention of having that asset for using it in the operation, then the asset will be classified as PPE, under IAS 16. But if the asset is acquired or is purchased for the intention to be sold back to the customers for a certain profit, then the asset will be not classified as PPE, but it will be classified as inventory, because the intention is purchase the assets and sell for the profit, in the normal activity of the business. So that is the difference between the PPE and the inventory. The same asset can be classified as PPE, or if it doesn't meet the definition by para 6 IAS 16, then it will be classified as inventory, under IAS 12, inventory. Okay. So next one, when to recognize as an asset. If you still remember, when we talk about the financial reporting, the most important things, the fundamental guideline for the financial reporting is the conceptual framework. I believe that everyone already go through the conceptual framework, and the conceptual framework provide a guideline in defining or in giving a recognition criteria for the assets. Yeah. First, in the conceptual framework, it defined that asset is something that the company has a control on it. Yeah. So the one has a control, and another one, the inflow, yeah, the economic benefits, the inflow of the economic benefits. So if this criteria is met, yeah, then the item will be classified as an asset. So one, when the company has a control on it, and another one is when the items can give future or give economic benefit to the company. Yeah. So when we talk about control, the item means that the company or the entity can instruct the usage of the asset and so on. So when we talk about the assets, first we need to identify whether the items or the asset can be classified as PPE or not. The second one, we need to understand when we can recognize the PPE that we already determined. Yeah. So in order for the company to recognize items as an asset, it must fulfill these two criteria. The first one is it is probable that future economic benefits associated with the item will flow to the entity. And the second one, the cost of the item can be measured reliably. So what does it mean by the first criteria? It means that we recognize the item as an asset when the company know that using the assets, the company can generate income. Yeah, when the company generate income, there will be a future economic benefits in terms of cash or in terms of receivable. Yeah, because now we have a receivable. In the future, when we collect the receivable, we will get the cash. Yeah, so the first one, the first criteria is probable that future economic benefits associated with the items will flow to the entity. Yeah, meaning that when we use the building as an office, from that, yeah, we do all the operation activities and so on. Yeah, then the sales can be generated, the income can be generated. So from that, yeah, from the sales, it can associate with the future economic benefits in terms of cash or in terms of receivable. And the second criteria, when we want to recognize certain items as an asset, the cost of the item can be measured reliably. Yeah, if the cost cannot be measured reliably, then it is not fulfill the recognition criteria. Therefore, we cannot recognize the item as an asset. Yeah. And also, I believe that you understand what does it mean by recognizing. When we talk about we recognize certain items, yeah, we recognize certain items, meaning that we will put that item in the financial statement. Yeah, we want to disclose that item in the financial statement. Yeah, so when we say that the company recognize a building as an asset, meaning that in the financial statement of the company, there is an items of building, yeah, as PPE. Yeah, so this is the criteria, the recognition criteria for the assets. Yeah, okay. So next one, yeah, in para 8, IAS 16, items such as spare parts, standby equipment, and servicing equipment. So not only we have the PPE. So the next question is, can we recognize items such as spare parts, standby equipment, and servicing equipment as a PPE, or as an inventory. Yeah. So again, it's go back to the recognition criteria. If the item fulfill or meet the recognition criteria, then the item will be classified as the PPE. Otherwise, it will be classified as an inventory. For example, here I give you a picture of the lock, the door lock. Yeah, so this is actually we can call it as servicing equipment because it gives service to the company, right? We use this set to lock the door. Yeah, so can we recognize these items, this door lock, as an PPE or as an inventory? So it depends. Yeah, if the door lock is used in the operation of the business or of the company, meaning that it is put on the door and it is used to lock the door of the office door of the company, then it will be classified as PPE. But if this door lock is actually a product or a goods that is sell, a merchandise that the company sell to others for profit, then the door lock will be classified as an inventory. Okay, and it's also when we talk about the PPE, we also to understand, yes, some of the company has a policy that if the asset is below certain threshold, for example, if the value of the assets, for example, is less than 20,000 ringgit Malaysia, for example, yeah. So can we? It is not recognized as a PPE, but it will be expense in the profit or loss. So the question is, can we recognize or can we expense the small items as an expense, yeah, rather than capitalize as a PPE? So the answer is can, yeah. If even though the item meet the criteria of these two, yeah, meaning that if that item has a probability of future economic benefits and the cost of the item can be measured reliably, just because the company policy stated that amount below certain threshold is not recognized as PPE, it should be expense in the profit or loss for that particular year. Yeah, so it goes back to the new definition in the conceptual framework related to the materiality, right? The materiality definition, where if the information is expected not to change the decision of the users, yeah. So the information the company has a discretion whether to disclose or not the information. So based on that, yeah, because the amount is not material, yeah, instead of recognizing the item as a PPE, the company can expense the item in the profit or loss, yeah, for that particular year. Yeah. Okay. So next one, yeah, related to the PPE, the land held for development. Yeah, sometimes the company purchase a land, but it will be developed in maybe in a 10 or 20 years. Yeah, in next 20 years, for example. So for the time being, the land is used for the parking space, for example. Yeah, they use that land for the parking space. So how should we treat, yeah, that kind of land, such land? So the land that held for development, yeah, is shown as PPE, yeah, property, plant and equipment, and any income from such land should be taken to the profit or loss, yeah, and not included as a deduction from the land held for development. So meaning that if we use our land that will be developed in the future, yeah, maybe we use as a parking space or parking lot where people need to pay to us. So the income related to that land should be recognized in the profit or loss as a revenue for that particular period. Yeah, and it is the amount that is collected from the rent or from the parking ticket and so on cannot be deducted from the cost of the land. Yeah, so even though the land is shown as PPE, yeah, but any income related to that land should be recognized in the profit or loss, yeah, not as a deduction from the land held for development. That is based on para 21, yeah, IAS 16. Okay, and this is, I think, also I can say it is a new item, also a new item, yeah, in the PPE, yeah, for the barrel plant, yeah. So a barrel plant is a living plant that is used in the production or supply of agricultural produce, yeah, is expected to bear produce for more than one period, has a remote likelihood of being sold as agricultural produce except for incidental scrap sales, yeah. So the barrel plant is a PPE, also a PPE. Normally when we talk about the PPE, what comes into our mind is building, land, and so on. Yeah, but this is also the barrel plant. Yeah, what is a barrel plant? For example, a palm oil tree is a barrel plant, or a rubber tree is a barrel plant. Yeah, because the palm oil tree, yeah, is used in the production, or it is used to supply an agricultural produce, which is the oil palm. Okay, so from the tree, it will produce oil palm. Yeah, so that's why, yeah, the oil palm tree is a barrel plant, and the tree is not supplying for one period, yeah, for 1 year, but it supplies the agricultural produce for example, 25 years for oil palm tree. Yeah, and also the same goes for the rubber tree. Yeah, so rubber tree, the tree, yeah, the rubber tapper will tap the rubber tree, and from that the agricultural produce, the rubber milk, yeah, will be produced from the rubber tree. So the rubber milk is a agricultural produce. Yeah, so since that, yeah, because the rubber tree is for 30 years, the useful life of the rubber tree normally 30 years or 25 years. Yeah, so it is a PPE, it is a property, plant, and equipment. But for a timber, yeah, another example, timber is not a barrel plant. Why timber is not a barrel plant? Yeah, why timber is not a property, plant, and equipment? Yeah, timber, because timber is a agricultural produce. Yeah, we will cut the tree, and from that we get the agricultural produce. As compared to the rubber tree, yeah, we tap the rubber tree for 25 years. After 25 years, when the tree is too old, yeah, it cannot provide any rubber milk. Yeah, so we will cut the tree, and then we will sell the tree not as agricultural produce but as a scrap. Right, the rubber tree will be sold as a scrap at the end of its useful life. As compared to timber is not a barrel plant, because we will cut the timber, yeah, the timber tree, the tree, and we will sell timber as a agricultural produce. It is not as a scrap. That's why timber is not a barrel plant. We need to understand that a barrel plant is a living plant that is used to supply an agricultural produce. Yeah, to supply an agricultural produce. For example, palm oil, rubber milk, and so on. Yeah, and at the end of the useful life, the living plant, the plant will be sold as a scrap. As a scrap. Yeah, so it is different as compared to the timber. So timber cannot be classified as a PPE, but rubber tree and also the oil palm tree is a PPE because it meets the definition of the barrel plant. Okay. Okay, so next one. This is also a PPE. Yeah, the working animals is also a PPE. Yeah, for example, in Thailand, it has elephant taxi, or maybe sometimes in a certain industry, yeah, they use elephant to transport their inventory, for example, timber, yeah, in the forest. Sometimes they use elephant to transport the timber from one location to the location that the lorry can get through. Yeah, so the animal, yeah, the working animals is classified as PPE. Okay, is classified as PPE. So, but again, yeah, we need to differentiate the working animals. Previously, we need to differentiate between the barrel plant and the agricultural produce. Yeah, and for the working animals, again, we need to differentiate between the working animals and the agricultural produce. Yeah, for example, the cow. Okay, cow. Okay, if the cow is used to produce a milk. Okay, cow is, the farmer has a cow to produce a milk. Yeah, so cow is a PPE. It is a working animal. Yeah, as a PPE, and the milk is a agricultural produce. Yeah, the cow, we can say that it is similar like a barrel plant. But if the company has a cow and it is for meat, yeah. So when the cow is matured enough, the cow will be sell. The meat of the cow will be sold. Yeah, so the cow is not considered as a PPE. Yeah, it is a biological asset. Okay, so animals, we have a biological assets. Yeah, biological assets meaning that it will has a transformation from maybe seeds. Yeah, we call it seeds. Yeah, small until it grow bigger, and when it is matured enough, we will sell the biological assets, yeah, as our product. Yeah, so that is the biological assets. Yeah, it is not a PPE. Yeah, because the end of it, the cow will be sold. The meat of the cow, yeah, will be sold. The cow itself will be sold to the customer, yeah, as compared to the cow that we use to get milk. So the cow is a PPE, yeah, because milk is the agricultural produce, yeah. Okay, so that is the different. So what I want to say is, in a different industry, yeah, sometimes we have a different types of PPE. It is not a normal PPE like we normally imagine. Yeah, for example, building, land, vehicles, right? Equipment. So that is a normal PPE. But some industry we have, we can call it abnormal PPE, such as in the plantation industry, we have the barrel plant. Yeah, just now I did mention we have maybe rubber tree or palm oil tree, or maybe in a certain industry, for example, in the aquaculture, or maybe in we will have a biological assets, yeah, which is a PPE, also classified as a PPE. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of the measurement of the assets, yeah, so an item of property, plant and equipment that qualify, that qualify for recognition as an asset shall be measured at its cost. Yeah? So cost. The initial measurement of the asset is at cost. So the question is, So this is based on para 15. Ya, para 15 IAS 16.
Suratnya tanggal 30 November.
The inertial measure.
Harap wis aku serah Mas. Paling yo diundur. Wong apa? Ketua subklaster ae urung ditentukan.
Bu Eti di mute. I'm sorry, Dr.
I'm
Kamarul.
sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you, Dr. Eti.
Okay, so for the inertial measurement of the PPE, it should be measured at cost, inertial measurement. So what is the element of the cost? It is explained in the para 16, IAS 16. So this is the element of the cost. Not only the purchase price, but also any cost directly attributable to working condition for its intended use. So and also the inertial estimated cost of dismantling and removing the asset and restoring the site. So this is the element of the cost. When we say that we need to measure, just now we first we need to identify whether the item should be classified as PPE or not. After that, we need to check whether it meet the recognition, the recognition criteria, meaning that can we put the item in the financial statement, right? The recognition is we put the item in the financial statement. So another step is if we put the item in the financial statement, at what value? So what value of the item that we present in the financial statement? So the value is under the measurement, right? So the measurement, the item should be measured at cost. So what cost? What does it mean by cost? So cost is a purchase price, not only a purchase price, but also any cost directly attributable to working condition. So meaning that, for example, the company purchase a vehicle, a car, without a road tax and without an insurance, the car is not ready for use, right? Because we cannot use the car legally if we don't have the road tax and also the insurance, right? So the directly attributable cost to working condition. That's why the first year of the road tax and the insurance for the first year is considered as the cost of the vehicles, because with the insurance and with the road tax, then only the vehicle is ready to be used, right? For the company ready to use the assets. So that is what it means by cost directly attributable. So in a more serious note, what is the examples of directly attributable cost? First is cost of employee benefits arising directly from the construction or acquisition of the item of PPE. So whatever employee benefit, because sometimes we construct our own building and so on, our own assets. So the cost of employee benefit is also part of the cost of the assets. And the second one, another directly attributable cost is cost of site preparation. So maybe before we construct a building, we need to do the foundation of the building. So site preparation, maybe dismantling the old building, or maybe we need to remove the old building. So the cost of site preparation. For example, we purchase a land. On the land we have a old building. So the cost of dismantling the old building or to remove the old building is part of the cost of the assets. Another example is the inertial delivery and handling cost. For example, if we purchase a machine, so there is a special delivery. We need the machine need to be delivered to our plant, for example, and it involves handling costs. Yeah, so this cost also is part of the cost. Yeah, the cost of the assets. Yeah, installation and assembly costs. Yeah, is also part of the assets cost. Yeah, PPE cost. Cost of testing. Yeah, if our machine, for example, need to do to perform a test. Yeah, whether is there any default or not. Yeah, so that cost also is part of the cost of the assets. Yeah, and another one is the professional fees. Yeah, for example, we need to for the certificate when we build a building, we need a certificate, a safety certificate that certify the building is safe to be used, right? So that professional fees or the engineer fee, the architect fee is also part of the cost, right? So that is examples of directly attributable cost. Yeah, so not only the purchase price, but also all these cost that is directly related to the asset is considered as a cost of the asset, or cost of the PPE. Okay, and examples of costs that are not costs of an item of PPE. Just now we talk about examples that is considered as cost, yeah, as part of the cost. But now, which is the company involve certain costs or incur certain costs, but the cost is not part of the PPE cost. Yeah. So first one is cost of opening a new facility. For example, we move to another branch, for example. Yeah, so all the transportation costs and so on is not part of the PPE cost. Yeah, or cost of introducing a new product or service, yeah, including advertising and promotional activities. So promotional activities, advertising cost is not part of the PPE cost. Yeah, cost of conducting business in a new location. Yeah, including cost of staff training. So training of the staff in a new location is not part of the PPE cost. Yeah, and administration and other general overhead costs. Yeah, that is also not considered as part of the cost of PPE. Okay. Okay, but this is also in the IAS 16, yeah. Items of PPE acquired for safety or environmental reasons, yeah. So acquisition of such PPE, yeah. So sometimes we purchase certain equipment, yeah, for safety or environmental reasons, yeah. So acquisition of such PPE, yeah, although not directly increasing the future economic benefits of PPE, yeah, but it is necessary for an entity to obtain the future economic benefits from its other assets. Yeah? Maybe, for example, we are a manufacturer of certain a certain chemical, yeah, that will pollute the environment. So we need to purchase a specific equipment for that reason. Yeah? So even though the equipment, that equipment is not directly attributable to the generation of the income, yeah, but it is necessary, yeah, for the company to have that equipment in order for the company to produce their product, yeah. Therefore, the item should be classified as PPE, yeah. So when we classify that items as PPE, we need to recognize as an asset here, because indirectly the equipment derive future economic benefits from that assets. Okay. So this is related to the cost. Yeah. Just now the element of the cost in para 16, yeah, not only the purchase price, but also the cost directly attributable to the working condition, yeah, and also the initial estimated cost of dismantling and removing the asset and restoring the site, yeah. So the amendment is when the company remove, yeah, for the site preparation, we remove the old building or we remove the old rubber tree and we get proceed from that. Yeah. So amount received from selling items produced while the company is preparing the asset for its intended use to be recognized in profit or loss. Yeah. Previously, yeah, in IAS 16, before the amendment, what happened? Yeah. Here, the IAS 16 requires an item of PPE to be initially measured at cost, including directly attributable costs in bringing the asset to the location and condition. Yeah. Okay. Prior to amendment, yeah, directly attributable costs included cost of testing the asset after deducting the net proceeds from selling any items produced while bringing the asset to that location and condition. Meaning that, okay, for example, yeah, we purchase a land at 1 million, yeah, and then we another cost, direct attributable cost is, for example, 500,000. So the total cost is 1.5 million, right? And because we have old rubber tree, we can sell the old rubber tree for 200,000. So just now we have 1.5 million minus 200,000, yeah, minus 0.2, meaning that the cost, yeah, prior to the amendment, the cost of the land is 1.3 million. Yeah, but with the amendment, yeah, the amendment prohibit deducting the amounts received from selling items produced from the cost of PPE while the asset is being prepared for its intended use. Meaning that if we purchase a land, on the land, we have an old rubber tree. We need to remove the old rubber tree, and then we can sell the rubber tree, the old rubber tree, as a scrap. Yeah. So for 200,000, with the amendment of IAS 16, yeah, previously the cost of the land is 1.3 million, but now with the amendment, the cost of the asset is 1.5 million. Yeah. 200,000 proceed from the old rubber tree should be recognized in the profit or loss as other income. Okay. So okay, so that is the amendment of the IAS 16. Okay, so prior to the amendment, the proceed from the from whatever that we have, yeah, on the assets that we purchase, yeah, the proceed from that can be deducted, yeah, from the cost of the assets, but now it cannot deducted from the cost, but it should be recognized in the profit or loss, yeah, as other income. Okay. So yeah, this is the amendment. Yeah, sales proceeds and related costs will be recognized in profit or loss. Yeah, and require separate disclosure either in the statement of comprehensive income or in the notes. Yeah, to show that the proceeds, the proceeds from the sales, yeah, of any items that we have, yeah, on the PPE that we purchase, yeah, should be recognized in the profit or loss. Okay, so this is the amendment. I think it gives some implication to the company. Yeah, so previously, before the amendment, the cost of the asset will be lower. So when the cost is lower, the depreciation cost is also lower, right? So the proceed is actually distributed along the useful life. right? So when the expenses is higher, right? The expenses will be lower, so the profit will be higher, and it is distributed along the useful life. But with the amendment, when the company need to recognize the proceed in the particular period, yeah. So meaning that in one period the income will be increased, yeah. So the profit will increase, yeah, at one time, yeah. But I think this is the amendment is to make the disclosure of the information is more transparent, yeah. Okay. Transparency in the sense that it shows that there is a certain income, yeah, or a certain proceeds from the sale of the unused items on the assets, yeah. Okay. So I think that's all. With that, thank you very much. If you have any question after, I mean, you still can communicate with me further in the future, yeah, at baraini@ukm.edu.my, or you also can text me using my phone number 013-677-6347. With that, thank you very much, and I pass back to Dr. Evie.
Thank you very much, Dr. Che, is it? Dr. Baraini. Thank you very much. So it is the property plan and equipment is very interesting, and I agree. The more disclosure, I think, when they have an income that they from selling the old PPE should be disclosed, not just deducting in the cost of the new PPE. Okay, so audience, students, do you have questions related to property plan and equipment? Maybe you want to ask. So I think the students that are in this Zoom meeting, I think you are from financial accounting students, right? Are you in now mostly from the second semester? Oh, sorry, the first semester, right? Or the third semester? Let me check. Rini?
Yes,
Can you hear me? Yes. Is the students here mainly from the 2021 or 2022? 2020.
I think they are from 2020.
2020.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, do you have questions from the students?
Oh, I think one question in the chat box, I think.
All right.
Okay. I am curious why this amendment decided to recognize the sales proceeds and related costs will in profit or loss, and compared to previous amendment, which one is better? Oh, okay. I think if we can see from a certain industry, yeah? For example, in timber, yeah, I think for them to clear the not timber, yeah, the maybe construction, when they clear the land, yeah, I believe that they will have a significant amount of proceeds, yeah, from clearing the land. So what I can say, somehow or rather, seems like off balance sheet items, right? When the company can deduct the amount from the cost of an asset, yeah, the company is not transparent enough in showing how much income they get from the proceed that they sell from the land clearing. Yeah. So the most that they can show is in the notes to the account. And who will read the notes to the account? Unless for the auditor, yeah. So as the normal investor, normally they didn't read the notes to the account. So the information is not transparent enough to the users of the information. So I believe to be consistent with the new conceptual framework for financial reporting that highlights the transparency of the information that is presented in the financial statement. That's why this amendment comes. Right, to make sure that there is a transparency. The information should be clearly disclosed in the financial statement, so that the investor as well as the competitors can see what is actually happened with their activities, right? So if this kind of industry, maybe they will have more proceeds, yeah, in making their assets ready for use, or maybe in a certain assets, yeah, they can make a comparison, maybe. So these kind of assets, they will have more proceeds as compared to the other assets, right? So if they want, maybe they can make an analysis. If they want to buy a land, it is better for them to purchase a land with maybe old building, maybe old tree and so on, yeah, because they will have certain profit, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I hope it answer the question.
Thank you, Dr. Shea, for the explanation. So
yeah, for transparency.
Yes, I think the conceptual framework, yeah, is focusing on the transparency, where companies nowadays they need to show their income more, especially with so many tricks, or what they say, earnings management,
earnings management, tax actually, right?
Yeah, tax
if they deduct, if they deduct from the cost, then no tax on that, right? But if it is recognized as a proceed in the statement of income, profit or loss, so yeah, the company can be taxed on that.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Oh, thank you very much for the lecture, Dr. Che. For the students, maybe I'll speak in bahasa, excuse me. Jadi ini ya, ini kayaknya ada angkatan semester 1. Jadi Dr. Baraini di sini menjelaskan ya tadi tentang aset tetap, di mana memang ada amendments, ya, ada perubahan dalam standar akuntansi yang memang ketika perusahaan itu mau mengakui aset tetap, tapi mereka harus menjual aset tetap yang harus istilahnya harus dibereskan dulu, ya, dirapikan dulu untuk kemudian menghasilkan aset baru. Itu hasil dari penjualan itu tidak boleh mengurangi nilai dari aset tetap yang baru, ya. Jadi harus dicatat sebagai income, harus dicatat sebagai pendapatan. Tidak boleh mengurangi lagi nilai dari aset tetap yang baru. Itu amendments dari IAS 16 ya, yang in Indonesia we also adopt with this IFRS. Okay, thank you again. Thank you so much. I would love to discuss more. Maybe we can do some joint research. I'm also in financial accounting area. Thank you so much again, Dr. Baraini. Maybe we will close with Hamdallah. Oh, I will give back to the MC. Thank you again, Doctor.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope that I share some benefit knowledge to you. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice to meet all of you and hope to see you again in the future. Right.
Amin, amin. Thank you. Barakallah. So, MC, I will return it to Rini now.
All right. Thanks to Mrs. Kamarul Baraini Keliwon for the attractive material. Hopefully, it can help the audiences to have a better understanding on topic property, plant, and equipment amendments to IAS 16. And also, thanks to Mrs. Evi Rahmawati as a moderator who guide discussion more clearly. Now, it is turning to the last agenda, which is closing. As master of ceremony, I do apologize for any mistakes during this event. Finally, I say thank you. Before leaving this event, kindly please everyone turning on your camera because we want to take a picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Once again. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we close this event by reciting Hamdalah all together. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you
Thanks
very
for,
much.
thanks for joining this event and see you on the next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.